That man came out and thought he was really going to eat, and he did not eat at all.
We are the weirdos, mister.
Hi, hello, what's up? It's me, Audra, the Messiah of Nonsense, and your unlicensed therapist, but also a lover of dead television. Now, I had to change that from purveyor to lover because I don't think I've been using that word the way that I'm supposed to be using that word, and that's okay. Purveyor,
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
sometimes I know words and sometimes I don't. Today will be a video that's not really about nonsense per se, because the person I'm talking about is nonsense. And I hope that, and I mean this with every ounce of my being, with the highest levels of disrespect. I'm Alex. Don't come back. Get off the platform, please. Exit stage left and right. Fall through a hole in the middle, allegedly, in Minecraft. Just like, don't come back. I'm going to preface this by saying that there are all of the trigger warnings for abuse. I am not going to react to that video. So before you get nervous, I'm literally not going to react to that. And the reason I'm not is because I don't think we all need to experience repeatedly what we all always experience whenever a woman discloses that she was abused by her partner. The first thing I really want to talk about is I just need people to let go of the concept of mutual abuse. I did watch the video, okay? I listened to it. It was all nonsense. And to see the comments was really disheartening. The amount of people who had they're both toxic mindset. I'm going to explain a couple things about abuse that a lot of people don't like to talk about. So first of all, the type of DV that many of you are used to seeing, especially movies, think Sleeping with the Enemy, think Enough, is the fun response type of DV in which the victim is love bombed. They are flowers, expensive gifts, vacations, all of these things. And then violence is enacted upon them. And the reason that works is very much because of the love bombing. Like in real life, the reason that works is because of the love bombing. And the victim ends up having to try to figure out what it is that they possibly could have done to end up on this side of the person that is supposed to be good. In this case, I'm going to speak in the binary, what they could have done to make this man, who is such a good man. He takes care of everything. He does everything for you. He buys you all these gifts. He makes sure you're provided for. He takes you on vacation. He sends flowers to your workplace. And then he enacts violence upon you, whether it be physical and or emotional and or verbal. He does. And the reason that fawn response takes place is because more often than not, again, you have been put in a position where this person is great. Everyone you know thinks that they're great. And you cannot figure out what you could have possibly have done to make them so angry that they became violent with you. So you fawn. But the thing that people are not used to seeing is the reactive response, reacting to abuse. And I think that a big reason people aren't used to seeing it is because they attribute it with things like drug addicts fighting. And that's the thing. A lot of people who are getting abused by somebody who typically either has a mental disorder and or a substance abuse problem. They can have both. And the reason that this pops off and becomes reactive abuse for a lot of people is because when you are experiencing it, you're like, that's not them. They're under the influence. So you're more likely to react to that abuse because they are acting in a way that they don't normally act.
Hi, virtual Audra Rains here. I was making a point and I stopped making it because obviously I have ADHD and my brain doesn't always do what I want it to do. But when I was talking about and bringing up the concept of mental health and or substance abuse issues with regards to domestic violence and why so many people who are victims of domestic violence in these situations tend to react, it's because they can often turn to it is the alcohol or the mental disorder or illness, however you prefer to say it, that is causing this. It's very easy for the victim of the abuse to do that quite regularly and then still fight back because they're very much aware in their minds that it is the alcohol, it is the drugs, it is the bipolar disorder, it is the schizophrenia, whatever it is, their partner is not in their right mind. And therefore, they're going to not treat them in the same way that you would if they were. So in my case, one time it's very fuzzy, but there was a time my ex-husband was driving us home from a bar. I don't want to get into that because that was a whole other situation. But the thing is, at one point, he thought that I was laughing at him and he swerved the car violently. Now, I fawned because I just literally never knew what to do whenever these things arose. But a lot of people would experience that and then fight back. Also, we need to keep in mind that a lot of people who have experienced domestic violence often end up in multiple relationships where this happens. And some of them learn at some point that they're not going to fawn and they do fight back. But the cycle of abuse is not an easy one to break. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I did not get to finish my thought. They are still victims of abuse. This is not mutual combat. Reacting to someone violently attacking you verbally, physically, or emotionally does not make this like mutual combat. And I can't stress enough how much I need people to stop saying that, because it's not even just the perfect victim mentality anymore that we're arguing. We're trying to argue whether or not someone can be a victim of abuse and just not react to it and just apparently act as they do in the films where they just take it. And I don't love that we are stuck on this. So that is it. That is all. Thank you.
So when someone is drunk and trying to fight you, when someone is drunk and trying to hit you, you're far more likely in that relationship to get after it. The person normally discloses these issues with you at some point or another. And even if they don't disclose that they have them, you discovered along the way. I myself was in a long, way too long relationship with somebody who is an alcoholic. You know, it doesn't go away, but you may get sober, but you're still an alcoholic. And one of the things I consistently did was I would stay up late at night, even though I had to work the next day, even if I had to get up at 6 a.m. so I could hide the keys from him so that he would not go on one of his drunk driving missions. Now, I know that sounds insane to a lot of people. Like, why would somebody go on drunk driving missions? I don't know. But he did, and I would have to stay up and make sure that I could hide the keys. One time I had to stay up until almost 3 a.m. because he rolled out of bed and fell, and I wasn't sure if he hit his head. So I stayed up to make sure that he was breathing, right? So like, these are things that you run into when you're dating someone or married to someone who has substance abuse problems and or mental health issues. You are far more likely to respond with violence. I did not. I fawned. I had a lot of issues. I did fawn. And so if you haven't seen it, let me just put this up on screen so that you can see what it is I'm talking about. He responded with a 1 hour, 42 minute and 49 second video, damn near a year later. It's not fully a year, but he goes into details about Claire's Law and all of this stuff. I can even tell by looking at his face. He very easily, like, he did the same thing that most of these people do, most of these men who are abusive do, which is claim, well, she hit me too. Oh, thank you. I am also glad I'm out of this situation. Thank you. I learned a ton about the real day-to-day of what it means to live with an abusive, addicted partner. Your honesty is appreciated and needed. Thank you. Because like, when you have people like him do this, and all of them do it, they all play the game of, well, she hit me too. The thing that a lot of abuse victims do not talk to you about, and it's because they cannot, because it's part of the healing. A big part of your healing process is not thinking about this very specifically, because it's the thing that kept you going back. And that is that after the abuse takes place, they treat you like a queen. Not all, but for a lot of us, that's the reason you stay. First of all, it doesn't start abusive. It doesn't start with them wiling out on you. That is a gradual thing that they work into. They learn too. They learn from the first time that they try it all the way through to where they hook you in. And then after they've done it, they treat you so well. Suddenly there's flowers. You get to do what you want to do. Your favorite things are taken into account. The restaurant you want to go to, they're taking you there. And a lot of victims of DV cannot talk about this because that is the thing that makes them go back every time. That is the thing. because the brain tries to protect you from trauma, and the way that it does that is go like, there were good parts. And then you go back, and then you go back, and you experience this again and again. So I don't give a fuck about Alex. I really want him to just get off the platform. It's wild as shit to me that he thought that he could come on here with a bunch of screenshots that don't really tell the story. Alex tried to come back with a lot of bullshit screenshots that he flashes on the screen very quickly so that you don't really get to see what was happening. He tries to frame it as she's the one causing this problem. But if you actually pause, you will see that she is responding to his abuse. She's responding to it. This concept of mutual abuse makes me want to scream. It does not exist. This is not a real thing. All right. If someone comes up and they slap you, right? And you slap them back, that's not mutual. You reacted to them slapping you. You're not in mutual combat. The mutual combat is fighting in sports. Okay. Like that's mutual combat. Him dragging her, and that video is so triggering. Trigger warning for it. The way that he calls her names and says that he wants her to die, like it's a lot. You can't tell me that she didn't endure these things.
Is it generally because you're just fucking brain dead? Because you might not have anything to fucking lose, because your life might be down the fucking drain, but I still have quite a lot that I would like to fucking give. But your face is annoying to look at, like when I come downstairs. Like, I'm actually fed up of looking at you. I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up.
And let's also stop with this, like, well, it looks like she lied about this, or I swear some of y'all don't know how the brain works. I swear by all that is holy, like none of y'all have even done just like the most basic research on trauma and the brain and just the brain in general, right? There is a reason that if a crime takes place, they try to get all the people who saw the crime together as quickly as possible and ask everybody what they saw so that they can get the most accurate information that they can possibly get, because they're not going to get it the next day. The next day, your brain is going to start filtering in and filtering out and changing some of the events to help you. That's how it works. That's just what your brain does. A big part of its function is protecting you as a human being. It's why people jump off a building and survive. So like, please understand that. It's one of those things where you watch someone try desperately to act as if they've got all the information and, oh, she lied about this. It's like, okay, you're still not denying that you actually did what you did. We saw you on video, bro. Climb back into the dumpster from whence you came and stop. And all of us as people need to start getting a better understanding of how abuse works. I know that media informs us on how we view things. That's just how media works. Like there's nothing we can really do about it other than understand that it's informing your thought process and then do research about it, right? It's like the reason I have the whole thing about propaganda, which I'll be talking about at some point in another video, but it informs the way that you think the world works. Even though you know, like this is a TV show or this is a movie, it does inform the way that you think the world works. The way that most of us view domestic abuse is through the lens of television and movies. So we as a society really need to move past the idea that these victims will not fight back. We need to move past the idea of they were both toxic, because that's not how it works. The relationship is toxic, yes, but they are not both toxic. One of them is abusive and the other one is reacting to the abuse. And with the concept of, oh, just leave, sounds great in theory. And if that worked, then there wouldn't be any long-term victims of abuse at all. We would have all just left. It would have been so simple. I myself felt like I couldn't leave because of the drunk driving. I was terrified that if I just like left, then he would go drunk driving one night and end up killing somebody and it would be my fault. Obviously it wouldn't be my fault. Like I understand that now, but at the time I felt like it was my duty to keep him from doing such a thing. It wasn't an easy thing just to be like, oh no, I'm gonna walk away, I'm gonna leave. I kept realizing like, if no one's there to hide the keys, what then? what's going to happen then if no one's there to make sure that he has none of the keys to none of the vehicles? Because at one point there were like 3 vehicles in our house. I was like, if no one's there to like hide all of those keys away from him, then what will happen? It's going to be my fault if something happens to somebody. It's not a simple, I'm just going to leave. It's also the fact that they love bomb you afterwards and apologize profusely for their behavior and promise you that they're never going to do that again. And you inevitably want to believe them because you do remember the times before this got like this, and you remember every little sliver in between. To this day, I cannot tell you what happened at the Willie Nelson concert that I did not remember until I feel like sometime last year in like, I don't know, 2014. I don't remember seeing him. I was there. Ryan Bingham opened for him. I remember that part. I don't know what happened that my brain just was like, that's too traumatic, and shut it off. So like, we're not going to keep having this conversation about mutual abuse and toxic couples, because that's not really how it happens. Like, yes, 2 people can be toxic for one another. It doesn't always end in abuse, but when there is abuse involved, we really need to stop playing this game of like, they both, it looks like both of them are, because that's not how it is. I just hope that Alice can move forward from this, because yes, people are still going to ask her questions and she's still going to respond. That's just how it is. And making a living on social media is just, that's how it is too. Sometimes people just share a lot. It's one of the reasons why my love life, private. Thank you. And no one needs to know. I just wanted to talk about it from that perspective. I do know that iNabber responded to it and was like, yeah, this is trash because of the way in which Alex tried to form things. We know he's a liar. And you have to remember and think about the fact that everybody involved who used to hang out with Alex or whatever, they left because they knew. So please keep that in mind. We're still pretending like Brad Pitt did not abuse his children, and I don't know what to do. I need y'all to understand that women don't gain anything from their accusations of physical, emotional, and verbal abuse. Because we're literally right now watching Jonathan Majors get rehabbed as like a great man because he married Megan Good, also a victim. So let's not get on the like, run Megan, save her. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. You're more likely to end up in another abusive relationship after you've been in an abusive relationship. It's a hard cycle to break. And for anybody who's experiencing it, I hope that you get out. I hope that you're able to break that cycle. And I wish you nothing but good thoughts and good luck. And that's it. That is all. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, do me a favor and subscribe. This video, as is all my videos, because I haven't said this in a long time, is in fact sponsored by my patrons and channel members, which, by the way, if you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. All the things are happening there. We are also having Supernatural Saturdays where we're watching the show Supernatural. We're about to start watching The Lesbian Homie. Listen, we're going to start watching that show. So until next time, I am so pretty and so are you. Good thing I have an editor. Hi, hello, it's me, Audra, the Messiah of nonsense. So you fawn.
I'm sorry, I can't. Oh no. I'm sorry, I can't. Oh no. I'm sorry, I can't. Oh no.
Did he just fart? I really can't breathe. I think he just farted. My AI robot just farted. In the middle of a serious conversation. What the fuck? No. He just said, I'm sorry, I can't. And he just went, no. It was Alexa. He said, I'm sorry, I can't. And then he blew ass. The way I can't breathe. Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot breathe. I am beside myself. What the fuck? It's like, he goes, oh no, I can't. And then he just farted. And then like, he just, I'm sweating. Oh my God. Do I look gay? Because I hope I look gay. Oh, I hope I look pretty gay. I hope I look like I'm into girls and they thems. You know what I mean? Do I look gay enough? Do I look gay? I just feel like the sparkles should be giving lesbian. Should be giving. You know what I'm saying? Okay.